You know, too many times we allow yesterday's troubles to turn into today's struggles. We allow yesterday's warriors to turn into today's stress. Too many of us are too good at carrying the things from our past into our present, and we live our whole entire life in stress, our whole entire life in worry, and we don't use our one superpower that we have, which is appreciation.
When you get in your own way, that's what self-doubt is, the fastest Band-Aid ripped off. Remedy to fixing this terrible situation is to do the thing you're afraid to do. Do it. It's not about feeling confident about going into the situation. It's not about knowing that it's going to work out. It's not about having the most detailed plan for how this thing will happen. It's about doing it courage. You get courage is what you will experience and what you will grow when the doubt is there. But you do it anyway, so your problem isn't doubt. Your problem is courage. Doubt is going to be there, but doubt gets out of the way when you express courage. If you can't be a pine on the top of the hill, be a scrub in the valley, but be the best little scrub on the side of the rim, be a bush. If you can't be a tree, if you can't be a highway, just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. For it isn't my size that you win or you fail. Be the best of whatever you are.
If you can't be a pine on the top of the hill, be a scrub in the valley, but be the best little scrub on the side of the rim, be a bush. If you can't be a tree, if you can't be a highway, just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. For it isn't my size that you win or you fail. Be the best of whatever you are.
And also to remind you, like, everything that you're going through is preparing you. I want to remind you of that. Like, everything that you're going through is preparing you for something greater, right? Everything that you went through, you made it through. Because you're here, you made it through. And the things that you made it through is preparing you for what's meant for you. Everything that you went through and made it through, I'm sure you can think right now, all the times when you felt like, man, my life is over, my story is done, but you made it through. Everything that you went through and made it through is preparing you, was preparing you for what is meant for you.
What's your why? You need a why. Why do you need a why? Because some days you're going to look at that alarm clock. You're going to look at that alarm clock and it's going to say 6 and 6 at the time you wake up, and you're going to look again. It's going to say 6:05 and you're going to say, I don't want to get up, but that why is going to say, I push yourself, get up. Your mama needs you, your daddy needs you. Your children need you, your commitment. Get up. Your why is going to push you when you can't push yourself, when you want to quit and give up. Your why is going to give you the edge. You need that advantage. You need that lift that you need can get to the next level. Your why.
Do the thing and you will have the power. We're waiting for the power, waiting not to self-doubt any longer, right? Whatever it is that you're deciding that you want to do with yourself, that you're doubting your ability on, just do it. Great ideas are never going to interrupt you. They have to be pursued. And if you don't pursue them, you're going to get what everybody else has, which is all this fear, all this uncertainty, all this stuff won't work. Because everybody's focused on what won't work, what can't happen. Why? Because they're afraid. They're afraid to fail. They're afraid to try and feel like they're not enough. So you got to stand, guard that mind by feeding your mind. You know, Jim Rohn used to say to me, success leaves clues. If you want things to get better, you got to get better. If you want things to change, you got to change, but you got to do it deliberately and consciously. And so what happens is we very often reinforce things when we put things in the negative, right? I can't get apart. I can't get apart. Or I can't do this versus I'm going to keep doing this. It's the same thing for you. If you focus on the obstacles, all you will see is articles. It's how you choose to perceive your own career. It's literally, if you watch a great movie, if you read a great book, you know the size and the power of it. How much you become as a hero is defined by how tough an obstacle you face, how difficult is the bill and the things you know you're supposed to do them. them and be as strong as you can mentally, physically, and emotionally for yourself, for your team, for your family. Hold the line and listen to me. Many of you right now, life's got you up against the rope, and you got to do me a favor, like you can't give up. You can't give in. Listen to me. If it was easy, everybody would do it. And if life's got you backed up, I need you to do what Buster Douglas did. Buster Douglas started fighting. He said, I know you knocked out 30 other people before me, but I won't be the 31st. You got to tell life. I don't know who you've been dealing with, but you ain't dealt. You got to tell bankruptcy. You got to tell divorce. You got to tell sickness. I don't know who you've been dealing with, but you come up against the wrong one.
Courage is the most important of all the virtues, because without courage, you can't practice any other virtue consistently. You see, you can't be consistently kind or fair or humane or generous. Not without courage, because if you don't have it, sooner or later you'll stop and say, the threat is too much. The difficulty is too high. The challenge is too great. There was someone before me. Someone found the path. Someone made the road before me. And I have the responsibility of making the road for someone who is yet to come.
So tonight, the question I ask you is, what things in your life are you going to give a funeral to? What things in your life have to die? What things in your life have been keeping you from seeing the greatest version of yourself? Have been keeping you from knowing your worth? Have been keeping you from seeing how special you are? Have been keeping you to live in depression? Have been keeping you to live in pain? What things are you allowing to live in your life that need to be dead? Because the truth of the matter is, I'm not trying to put fear in your heart, but I'm putting reality on your mind. The truth of the matter is, we're all gonna die, but the truth of that is, not all of us are gonna live.
It might be April where you are, and you respect the nice weather. It's 20 degrees. So you might be somewhere where it's too good hot. So you have sore legs, sore back, sore shoulder. So the struggle is real. It never gets any easier. You gotta get harder. No one cares what you did yesterday. The only mass is doing today. I'm a cheerleader for those who wanna be better, not for those who wanna stay the same.
But we're so stuck in this comfort zone. And the comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing never grows there. We're so stuck where it's convenient. We're so stuck in this ritual where it feels good. And so when God tries to shake us up a little bit, the problem always happens before the miracle. The lessons always come before the blessing.
How bad do you want your goal right now? I think there's a lot of people in the world today, because it's a really niche thing to talk about. I want this is my outcome, this is my goal. Like, how bad do you want? You want as bad as breathing? Do you want it as bad as anything you ever wanted in your life? And if you calibrate it at the highest enough levels, where I found is the people that are the hungriest, they find a way.
You choose to stay comfort. You choose comfort. You choose to stay comfortable. You choose to stay in a place that you know life shouldn't be at anymore. Some of us, we've been living in the same place for the last decade, for the last 15 years, for the last 5 years, and we've been keeping ourselves in a place that has done no good for our life. Some of us need to give that funeral to the environments in our life. As you know, what you surround your life around is what you will become.
And when you go through something, you're going to learn some lessons, but it's not always easy to extract lessons from a bad situation. To me, every day is a beginning. A new day, a new week, a new shot at life, an opportunity to come out of the gate like a man possessed and attack the day without mercy. Today, I'm taking scalps. I'm putting the pressure on. I'm the aggressor. I'm on the attack, and of course, I will get tired, I will get beat up, I'll get knocked down and drained, and I will have some bad days, but I will not stop.
When you know why you want something, when it's desperation, the power of being desperate is something that most people avoid. They think desperation is a weakness, and I'm here to tell you desperation is one of the most powerful emotions you could possibly possess, because when you're desperate, you find reserves and reservoirs of ideas, talents, and a strength that you don't know you have. When you find yourself in a desperate situation, So the number one thing we need more than anything to win is hunger, which comes from a state of desperation. Yet we're constantly trying to comfort ourselves in the real world to avoid the state of being desperate.
And so I love the process. I love it. I love working for what I want. I love the sacrifice. I love the dedication. I love the commitment. I love that everybody wants the prize. Nobody wants the process. Everybody wants to be a diamond. Nobody's willing to get cut. Everybody wants to go to heaven. Nobody wants to die. And I'm saying to you, whatever you got to do it. Because if you don't, life is going to whoop you until you surrender. So if it's hard, then do it hard. These are not tears of sorrow. These are tears of joy. Because the thing I understand, the only thing I need you to do is deal with it in the right way and watch what God not only does in your life, watch what God does in everybody's life that's connected to you. And the thing about every storm has an expiration date.
So when I don't see the point and I feel like my life is being dismantled, could it be that God's preparation comes packaged as pain? And maybe if you could see it that way, it wouldn't take the pain away, but it would give the pain a purpose. If you could see what you've been calling a failure really wasn't a failure, it was a foundation. You're 25, you can be an idiot. It's no problem. Okay, well now you're the same person at 30. It's like people aren't so thrilled about you at that point. It's like, what the hell have you been doing for the last 10 years? Well, I'm just as clueless as I was when I was 22. Yeah, but you're not 22, you're an old infant, right? And that's an ugly thing, an old infant. So part of the reason you choose your damn sacrifice, because the sacrifice is inevitable, but at least you get to choose part of the proper path of development in the last half of life, was to rediscover the child that you left behind as you were apprenticing. And so then you get to be something and regain that potential at the same time, make a decision. Because if you don't decide, well, life decides for you indecision. Still a decision,